The FBI say Lil Durk was actually feuding with O Block. And the FBI say that Lil Durk may or may not have been the reason Manaduke got killed. Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Because don't nothing these niggas do make no sense no more. Do your homework. Let's get into it. Shout out Trap Loros.
Members of OTF that were actually plotting to get O Block members taken out over the belief, it says here, that O Block members were not properly retaliating for King Von's death. Now, I've got this thread here on Chiracology, okay? And there's some very...
This don't even make sense. So you wanted some broke-ass O Block project living niggas to go slide all the way to Georgia and kill somebody because King Von decided to fight a nigga? That wasn't no hit. That don't even... There's no get back. There's no slide for Von. There's no get back to be got, folks. Like, if Von was standing on the block and a nigga pulled up and killed them, okay, if y'all want to do y'all get back, at least that shit makes sense. If Von decides to get out of his car, go beat somebody up, and they defend themselves, that's not get back. You can't get no get back on that. The nigga shouldn't have got out of the car and hit no damn body. Do your homework on keeping your hands to yourself. Do your homework on grab belief. Do your homework on loud. If you smoking and you not smoking grab belief, you are an asshole. Stupid. Do your homework on this right here. Hemp papers, folks. Do your homework on grab belief crushed. Do your homework, man. Stop. Come on, man. You smoking all that other bullshit.
Very interesting points in the comments that I want to get to. And I want to talk a lot about this apparent beef with Manaduke. Okay, it says here, I'll read this again, okay? It says, there's evidence that defendants Banks and others were involved in the murder of Savia Robinson, which is Quando's cousin. Okay. They sought to exact revenge on another rival of defendant Lil Durk at his direction. Specifically, in April 2023, text messages by and between defendant Banks and OTF members, including OTF DD, who was in there, who was mentioned.
Okay,
right?
Boonie Mo.
Antonio Jones, a.k.a. Boonie Mo, and a confidential informant number one.
That's a snitch right there. When you see PW-1, that's a nigga that they not naming because he's snitching. So they trying to protect the snitching. Okay? Do your homework, Mr. Damn.
The defendant Banks feud with O Block member Manaduke was over defendant Banks' belief that O Block members were not properly retaliating for Bennett's death. In the thread, Lil Durk says, I'm finna pipe it up. To which Boonie Mo says, blood is green, emoji of a car and a green light. Getting it together now, no phones. All right? And they've got all of that. As set forth...
Getting it together, no phones, but you texted and said no phones. Y'all little boys is dumb. It's just, this is just bad.
In the cooperated discovery produced to you, the government expects the informant will testify that in response to Durk's direction to exact revenge on O Block members, PW1 and Boonie Mo purchased a vehicle with funds from defendant Banks to travel to O Block and kill whoever.
See, now this is when it start getting cooked. FBI, open up! When you got messages to cooperate and then you put a snitch on top of that. Reread what Ross just said, folks. He said the government expects public witness number 1 will testify that in response to defendant Lil Durk direction to exact revenge on the O Block members, public witness number 1 and Boonie Mo purchased a car with funds from Lil Durk to travel to O Block and kill whatever O Block member they could find.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And y'all still think Lil Durk got a fucking chance to get... Bro, he ain't got a bat's chance in hell to get out, man. I'm talking about it's bad, folks. I know he in there sweating like a hooker in church, folks. Do your homework. Hold on, y'all. This is my clothing brand. I need y'all to go support your boy, okay? And supporting your boy with some pretty cheap clothing, all right? And you gonna be fly and fresh as hell, man, all right? Link in the description. Theari.us. Go shop. It's gonna get hot in that oven real quick for that nigga. Especially when you know you was doing all this bullshit. Man, that nigga ass is cooked rice, boy. Boiled hot.
O Block members they could find. PW1 is also expected to testify that PW1 would have been expected to be paid by Durk for any one of the conspirators killed. but that the conspirators did not go through with the plan because of police presence in O Block. Now,
So what did all of this say? All of this just proves the fact that Lil Durk is obviously a gang leader who's funding and paying for, you know, people to get up out of here. You can't plan a murder. You know that's conspiracy, right? You can get 20 years for just planning a murder. Conspiracy to murder, you get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years for that shit. Even if the nigga didn't die. You didn't even have to go shoot at him. If you plan a murder and they can prove with witnesses and text messages that you was planning a murder, and then they got songs with, see, niggas think that, oh, because I made a song about it, yeah, like they can't use the song as a witness. Nigga, they have phone conversations, they got witnesses, they got text messages, they got wiretaps. The song is just the icing on the cake, bro. Do your homework.
I just want to address something. I kind of misspoke at the start of my last video, and I said that basically Didi and Durk and this, you know, Booney Mo were sliding, but apparently, okay, so Didi was just in the group chat. It was this confidential informant who's unnamed and Booney Mo who allegedly got the car and went to slide. So Didi was just in a group chat. He didn't slide. I just want to make that very clear. Okay, I didn't say that in my last video, but the way that I revealed the information and the names, it kind of sounded like that. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Okay, they're not saying that Didi slid. He was just in the group chat where this alleged green light for sliding on O Block members was discussed.
Right.
Okay, I want to make that very, 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 very clear. Okay. And
so y'all about to understand how stupid this shit is. This is why I just want everybody to understand. So y'all about to go kill some O Block members because you feel like the O Block members is not trying to kill people for killing King. How fucking stupid is that? Like, does that even make sense to y'all? I'm gonna go kill them because they not killing them over him. What? Just dumb. Just dumb.
In my last video, I just want to make it clear, okay? At one point, I kind of confused OTF Vonnie and OTF Didi, and I said at some point, I said, you know, well, Didi, you know, maybe he joined later and he didn't really know everything that was going on. He wasn't really involved like that. That really was me talking about Vonnie. Didi, he was really in them streets, okay? He was facing a body. He came home, all right? He came home to a hero's welcome. He had lyrics from King Von. You remember that King Von lyric on Beat That Body with THF Bezu, who's mentioned here? He said, Snitch K, I just talked to Didi. He gonna be home, gang. All right? So Didi was a real OTF stepper. OTF Vonnie allegedly kind of got involved later on more of an industry thing. But anyway, that's by the by. I just wanted to make that very clear so everyone can follow exactly what's going on. Right. But I want to return to my video on Manaduke because a lot of people in these comments, they're actually suggesting, it says it here, plain English, black and white. Okay, Lil Durk was feuding with O Block member Manaduke over defendant Banks' belief that O Block members were not properly retaliating for Bennett's death. But that might not be the only reason that Lil Durk had an issue with Manaduke. Okay, so this is some classic lore. All right, if you know this story closely, you'll know this, but you might not. Not only was Lil Durk probably upset and mad that D-Thang, obviously, not D-Thang, all right, I'm getting to D-Thang, I'm getting myself confused. Not only was Lil Durk upset that these O Block members, allegedly under the leadership of Manaduke, weren't sliding for Von, but also, and this is around that time, okay, this is 2 years ago, 2023, Manaduke and D-Thang's wife, that's Lil Durk's brother D-Thang, who passed away and was killed, and there was allegedly a whole bunch of get back, and 3 people died in the wake of D-Thang's murder. Right. Manaduke ended up getting into a relationship and having a baby with the woman who was married to Lil Durk's brother D-Thang. So it seems like there were other reasons behind
I ain't gonna lie. It's fucked up that she, you know, I think she probably got I think she got a kid with D-Thang and Manaduke, but it's like, you know, ma'am, you picked terribly. Why do y'all girls be picking these gang banging ass niggas that just be in the streets all day, every day to have kids with? That's just not intelligent. That's just not smart. I don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up for her because she probably got 2 baby daddies, 2 exes that's got killed. Not that passed away, caught cancer. No, they got killed by another nigga with a bullet and a gun. Like, that should be a wake-up call. Maybe you need to go try to talk to them lawyers and shit. Maybe you need to find a plumber or a construction worker or something. Go talk to them. Stop talking to these street niggas.
Scenes beneath the surface, why Lil Durk might have had a very personal vendetta against Manaduke.
Right.
Okay. Got
Maybe
a baby
he was
with
mad
him.
about that shit too.
That's his.
He like
Lil
what nigga you talking to my brother girl and you ain't sliding for Vaughn? Okay.
Durk's brothers who passed away wife
Right.
or baby mama, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay. This really thickens the plot and it really gives people more reason to think that Lil Durk might have wanted to have something to do with Manaduke getting hurt.
Yeah.
So if we take a look at some of these comments, people are saying this is so interesting. They can't believe it. All right. Slide for Von was really eating up Lil Durk's soul really bad. They're saying he told that dude wear 3 ski masks. All right. But here's where it gets interesting because there's a lot of comments about Duke here. And I think that it is very, very interesting. They're saying, and Duke was with his brother's baby mum around that time too. People are saying that is probably what was real.
Honestly, that's probably the real problem he had. He just wanted to make it seem like, yeah, they ain't sliding for Vaughn, so we finna go kill him. Because that shit that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. So we gonna go kill him because they not sliding for Vaughn. What? Why don't you just go slide for him your damn self? That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go. You gonna go kill some niggas from O Block because they not sliding for Vaughn. Why don't you use that same energy to go slide for Vaughn if that's what you want to do so bad? That doesn't make sense, bro.
Really driving the tension. People are saying this is crazy if it's real. People saying Duke and Durk were beefing back then too. Must have been right. People were saying it back then. Okay. People saying then they're acting hella shocked when it comes out 2 years later. But this is what was going on, man. So they're saying I feel Durk on that one. Slid on them bitch ass dudes, especially Ike Munna, man. Look, he was wanting anybody that was claiming O Block walking around wearing those chains.
What's wrong with Ike? We not about to go crazy at Ike Munna though, folks. Ike Munna is a young nigga with his head on straight, making music. He don't diss no niggas. He keeps shit straight, period. He got his head on right. He's a mature young dude, bro. We ain't finna play with Ike Munna name like that,
felt
though.
like you should have been sliding for
Ike
Von.
Munna.
Okay, people are
Munna,
saying that
Ike,
Durk
whatever
should
the
tell.
fuck.
Okay, but this is the thing. Hold on, y'all. You think the inner beef was the reason that Manaduke was messing with D-Thang's wife? I feel like that was foul. And people say, no, the BM thing is the reason they're beef. Now, the timeline kind of adds up here, right? What's really interesting about this is this says they were beefing in 2023. Now, Manaduke and D-Thang's baby mother, they pop out with a child November 2023. Okay, you can't see this for some reason, but like when I highlight the date 2 years ago, it says Thursday, November the 23rd, 2023. I guess it doesn't pick it up on OBS when I highlight stuff. But
yeah, probably not.
So this basically happened. What's that? April. 7 months.
So that's probably when he found out she was pregnant.
D-Thang already having these problems, right?
That could easily been when the world and Durk and them found out that she was pregnant.
D-Thang, not my bad. Manaduke, all right? He's mad at Manaduke that they're not sliding on O Block, and then Manaduke ends up in this relationship and having a child. If the child was born in November, Manaduke likely already conceived that child when they were having this beef. It's possible that that was part of this, man, and that's what's so crazy about this situation. It's unbelievable. And what's really interesting is like the way that this guy described it is they're saying, do you think the beef was the reason that Manaduke was smashing D-Thang's wife? So, because there's been a lot of talk about like maybe they got together and that's why Lil Durk and Manaduke were having some tension. But this comment, the way this comment frames it,
maybe
they're basically saying, nah, they was already having a beef and maybe Manaduke was hitting on D-Thang's wife
as like
mess with Durk, to
like
disrespect him, to disrespect his deceased brother D-Thang.
Right.
That would be a crazy theory. Okay, people are saying the baby mama thing is the reason they was beefing, but maybe it sounds like maybe this beef was already going on. It's unclear which thing was the start. It's unclear what the actual catalyst for this beef was, but that is actually pretty crazy, okay? And people are saying it's confusing, man. People are saying it's confusing if it come out and O Block and threats to everything was smoking each other. People are finished with this drill thing, right? People say, I'm not going to lie. Not smart for this one, if true. It makes sense why Manaduke could have been backdoored, but, and not justifying it, Von gave a lot back to his hood when he started to go up, and with Durk being as big as he is, he can't just go pick up a gun and go do it. But the Slide for Von comments had to be eating them up, and the older members are live, and they had to be getting real frustrated with them.
So what can we learn from this shit right here, class? Don't let the internet gas you up and have you go do some dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that Lil Durk understands that he has songs, he'll still be alive right now if them niggas ain't gas him up. your ass will still be out of prison, still be out right now if then you ain't let these niggas gas you up. You letting a bunch of weirdos and bots and kids and school niggas from fucking Idaho and Iowa somewhere. You letting a bunch of weird ass people you don't know on the internet gas you up to actually go kill somebody? That shit is lame.
And they felt as if the younger generation and other members needed to slide against all the people who diss Von and Atlanta as a whole. Maybe they mean Chicago. It's just an all-round mess, just like with every drill scene. People are saying, damn, so Durk really sent some OTF guys to kill any O-Block member. People are saying, I don't think any O-Block member, the only person named in the message thread was Manaduke.
Right.
And Durk had him in their own personal problems. And people are saying he probably tried to get Duke shot. And this is interesting, saying, now it makes sense that people were saying RIP threats to everybody, Ken, the day that Manaduke and Young got killed. So, yeah. So, look, I want to just return to my video about...
Hold on, though.
So,
Let me...
Manaduke and some of the things that were going on afterwards, because this is still a giant mystery in Chicago history. It's still a giant mystery in the Chicago streets. Nobody's been arrested for this. Nobody's been wrapped up into this. I'm not going to lie to you. It is actually possible, it's plausible, that this murder could end up getting wrapped up in some kind of indictment connected to Lil Durk. After we've seen that, I was never, ever, ever expecting to see Manaduke mentioned.
So let me read this last. Evidence that defendant Banks and other OTF members involved in the murder of SR, I think that's Quando Rondo cousin, discuss violence against another rival of defendant Banks at defendant Banks' direction. Specifically, an April 2023 text message thread between Banks, Lil Durk, I don't know who Wilson is, Booney Mo, and THF Zoo, wherein Banks, Lil Durk, sent a screenshot of an Instagram message he sent to Richard Ramsey that says, I got them hunting you up. Ads better have 3 ski masks on. Bro, I think it's something like mentally wrong with these motherfuckers, bro. Like, these got to be some short yellow bus kids. It's something we don't know about, for because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Okay, it got to be some wires not screwed properly or connected properly in your motherfucking brain for you to be on Instagram talking about real murders in group chats. Like, that shit, like, hey, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I just don't get it. I don't know like what to compare it to. Like, I don't know.
Lil Durk. It's actually crazy.
Like,
so let's recap from my video about the murder of Manaduke, and just everything that transpired afterwards to see if it gives us any extra context. Check this out. On May the 10th, 2025, Manaduke and Youngin headed to the north side of Chicago to the Edgewater neighborhood for a fun night out. As they were celebrating fellow O-Block veteran Gleesh's birthday, they would spend the night at the Pork Chop Barbecue Restaurant and Bar on the 6300 block of North Broadway.
Bad place to
now,
be.
just to pick up on some of these details, they're saying that they were celebrating a very famous O-Block member, Gleesh. It was his birthday.
Right.
And if we're seeing from that paperwork, it's saying that OTF members were trying to kill anybody from O-Block. We don't know whether this is actually truly connected at this point. We don't know whether OTF are responsible. We don't know whether they backdoored the situation and gave the drop. But it's very interesting because this really was a wild situation where members from O-Block, this is a notorious gang. If you watch this...
My only question is, y'all niggas been in the streets since y'all was fucking 12 years old. Y'all 30 plus years old. Why haven't y'all learned that you can't go have fun on your birthday, nigga? You was just in the streets. That is, what the hell?
Video, you'll know that Manaduke was suspected of committing several murders as part of the Get Back gang campaign to get back slide for T. Roy, who was King Von's best friend, and history just seems to be repeating itself. And I think it is. These are interesting details in the context of the fact that allegedly Lil Durk was trying to have anybody from O-Block killed, and then this ends up happening. As their evening at the restaurant came to a close, and Duke, Youngin, and their group exited the restaurant, at least 2 gunmen who had reportedly been hanging out in front of the restaurant waiting for them would jump out of a vehicle, firing at least 50 shots, hitting Duke, Youngin, and a third man who some thought to have been Domo from the 600 set, a brother of the founder of 600 called D-Thang. Unfortunately, both Youngin and Duke would tragically pass away, and thankfully, the third man ended up surviving. The aftermath of the shooting was recorded by passers-by that showed Youngin's lifeless body laying on the pavement.
Why would you record that? Why would you record that, post it, and then put a prayer emoji next to it when you put the one with the caption? Like, Nigga, you was a dork. The internet got niggas' hands fried.
An officer familiar with the investigation told newspapers how security video showed the gunman escaping in a stolen Infiniti Q50, which cops found less than 2 hours after the shooting, abandoned and burning on the 600 block of East 134th Place, almost 30 miles south from the scene of the shooting in the far south side. Manaduke had posted a story on his social media just 6 hours before the incident, his last Instagram story featuring him in the car with whom many believed to be Youngin, Domo, and Domo's sister, listening to G Herbo and flexing jewelry including his O-Block chain. Meanwhile, Youngin's last post was ominously captioned, "We outside, DM the gang for the location," and Youngin 2 would be spotted wearing his O-Block chain at the gathering. It would be one such O-Block chain, allegedly splattered with blood, that Duke and Youngin's alleged killers would post not long after the murder, snatched off an O-Block member's corpse, or at least that's what the posters wanted everyone to think. News of the deaths begun to spread quickly online, with associates...
I ain't gonna lie, I know it's not him 9.9 times out of 10, but the ski mask, brown skinned nigga with a ski mask and glasses just make me think of Von Off 1700. I'm sure that's not him, but that's just where my mind goes.
That's what the posters wanted everyone to think. News of the deaths begun to spread quickly online, with associates confirming Manaduke and Youngin's passing through heartfelt posts, including those members of O-Block who were particularly close with the two, like Muwop, Duke's alleged right-hand man in the murder of Get Right. Manaduke had also recently become a father, welcoming a child with the former partner of OTF D-Thang, the late brother of rapper Lil Durk. But following him and Youngin's death, it wasn't just those close to them paying their respects, as the well-known ops of O-Block, like STL, EBT, Taekwon World, and Gyro City, would immediately begin to troll on social media. Taekwon World members paying tribute to their fallen friend Poppy, this playing to the long-held rumor that Duke had been involved in his murder. But surprisingly, none of them would pay tribute to Get Right, which many people on Reddit would argue was actually proof that Duke wasn't one of the shooters in that case. But meanwhile, O-Block and their younger generations like TSG would make social media posts promising get back, with members of TSG announcing to the world, and probably the police, that they were already busy sliding on their ops, posting on social media asking where the ops are and that they must have gone into hiding knowing that O-Block was on hunting time. But now I just want to point out something interesting, right? One of these guys posted, "Laugh now, cry later."
Why would you post that? Like my guy. Like, are you slow?
That's Lil Durk's song with Drake that was released just after FBG Duck was killed. He announced to the world, and probably the police, that they were already busy sliding on their ops, posting on social media asking where the ops are and that they must have gone into hiding knowing that O-Block was on hunting time. But who they were hunting is a completely different matter, as it seems that when it comes, which has many members closely affiliated with Duck's set.
You know, it's a real war going on. It's already talk in the street that this is get back for FBG Duck. And they did this for FBG Duck. I'm not sure. I don't want to throw that out, you know. But I can tell you it looked like they were targeted.
Yeah, they was definitely targeted. That's what it seemed like to me.
Talking, and people saying this revenge for Duck. You know?
Another YouTuber from Chicago, also known as a Gyro City original and a close friend of FBG Duck, FYB J-Main, would take to his YouTube channel to comment on the situation, racking up hundreds of thousands of views within a matter of days, and reporting on the murders with a somber tone, despite being from the rival area.
Sad day in Chicago, bruh. Two of the main old Blockians lost their lives last night, bro, due to gun violence in Chicago, bro. We don't know what's going on, bro. So it's kind of early to start pointing fingers and all of that. It's never a good feeling when you lose a brother, you lose somebody who close to you, you even lose somebody a friend that you could be able to call.
As those who have followed the Chicago drill scene know, despite J-Main's previous involvement in the gang war as a member of a gang who was some of the main rivals of O-Block, he spent the last few years pushing peace in the Chicago drill community and trying to build bridges between people from rival gangs, even visiting O-Block himself in vlogs while attempting to repair the fractures between these two warring communities.
Do y'all homework on I got one of the original old Blockians taking me to the O right now. Let's just start here.
That address, I didn't want to show that motherfucker. Come on, go here. I'm ready up. Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah. We represent that Muslimatic, man. Represent that Muslimatic. We live here in O Block. We got J-Main, we got DQ from O Block. We bring it, man. We making peace. We pushing peace and prayer on purpose. Alhamdulillah, the brothers gonna make peace right here on camera. Man, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
However, not everyone was welcoming J-Main with open arms, and during a subsequent visit to O-Block,
this is the problem, bro. It's always the one nigga that come out the cut that just can't let shit go. You know what I'm saying? And none of these niggas, my problem is I blame everybody else because everybody around them, bro, in this situation, you supposed to tell E-Dog, bro, sit your ass down and shut the fuck up, bro. You don't think we all feel like that? Sit down and shut up, bro. We trying to change some shit so we can go further in life, bro.
Was forced to flee the scene after O-Block veteran E-Dog turned up, furious about J-Mane making comments about him in interviews.
So it's like if you know you're not finna smack him because he has respect in the hood. If you know you're not gonna smack him, then what the fuck you even pull up over here yelling for then? If you know you ain't gonna smack him, and you like 4'3".
Manaduke had actually come out after this visit and dissed J-Mane too.
You see, this is that. I know this is not what the topic of the video is. This is just fucking stupid. He said, if you push a piece, why you got a hood and a shiesty on? First time I ever seen this in one of your videos. Second, who approved or told you it was good for you to do it? From my point of view, you trying to be funny. What? He probably got a hood and a shiesty on so that y'all can't easily recognize who it is and come shoot the shit out of him for what he said in the past. What does that have to do with anything? If you pushing peace, why you got a hood and a mask on? What the fuck does that?
Suggesting that it was disrespectful of him to pose with his cereal brand in front of King Von's mural whilst also wearing a ski mask. It's understandable why O-Block members might have felt some type of way, because before J-Mane was pushing peace, he was known for pulling stunts like going to O-Block with a machine gun on him. After apparent pressure behind the scenes, J-Mane would take to his channel once again, giving a chilling update on how he's been warned about pushing peace with his former rivals, given just how deadly the beef still is.
Motherfuckers telling me now, J-Mane, you better keep it on you now. Two old blockians just got whacked. You even the whoop man out here pushing this piece and you out here trying to stop the violence. But whole time, when shit like this happen, it's kind of a smack in the face. Do something different in my life, bro. Either you gonna respect me or you not.
But somewhat surprisingly, suspicions on the culprits of this double murder would also begin to fall on O-Block's former friends, Front Street, as online sleuths would claim that the person in the pictures holding the O-Block chain while wearing a ski mask was actually a Front Street member called Bawop, who, according to online detectives, is tied to at least 2 other murders, these being towards Front Street and O-Block's common enemies, the murder of Cord from STL EBT in 2021 and Lil Take from Taekwon World in 2022. Then, another leaked image would get posted on Reddit, showing another alleged member of Front Street wearing the same chain, the caption simply being a series of laughing emojis. But as the person who had posted the image would notice that it had been shared on Reddit, he would seemingly decide to delete his entire Instagram account, with the Redditors predicting that their self-snitching had made certain that they would get caught. Meanwhile, O-Block would catch wind of the rumors floating around the net, with both Ike Munna and Ocho Munna.
Why would you post? Why? I don't understand. You deleting your Instagram. That ain't gonna do nothing. People already screenshotted it. You stupid as hell for even posting it. It's like niggas will post some shit so that they get some clout from it. Then when they get the clout from it, they like, oh shit, I ain't want the clout for real. Delete. Like, fucking stupid.
Commenting on a post saying that the chain isn't Youngun's or Duke's. And in reality, it seems unlikely that anyone would spend time trying to remove a chain off someone's neck in such a public place, not knowing if the victim's friends were going to return fire at any moment. Meanwhile, other Reddit detectives have pointed out how the getaway vehicle was found burning literally right next to the Old Geld Gardens, the home of OTF Chuckies, and Action Savage's Ghoulie Gang, aka Bloodbath, while their members would also post subliminal Instagram posts, like an emoji showing 2 fingers up, this seemingly implying that they had just caught 2 of their ops. If these rumors are true, this could mean that O-Block is about to face some very difficult times. And the question becomes, who would Lil Durk and his OTF affiliates
I wouldn't be surprised if it was them niggas though, because, you know, he tied in with Lil Durk and shit. So if Lil Durk wanted to get Manaduke up out of there, he gonna use his resources, and his resources could have been them niggas. Because why else would you put, you know, around that same day that they got killed or whatever this was posted, why else would you put this up there and then they found the car burning right next to
is
y'all
about to
hood.
face some very
I
difficult
don't believe in
times. And the question
coincidences,
becomes,
bro.
who would Lil Durk and his OTF affiliates side with? They're longtime friends from O Block who have done many things with Durk and for Durk, but who have recently lost many key members due to death or prison, or Ghoulie Gang, whose rapper Chucky is currently one of the top artists on Lil Durk's OTF label, which desperately needs somebody to bring in money now that Durk will likely stay locked up for a long time. Many people seem to think that this case could be solved any day now, if the Chicago police are just willing to allocate some of the required resources, but they often take their time, and only time will tell if anyone is going to face justice. So for now,
Chicago
I just want to
PD
say
gonna
rest
take
in
their
peace to
time for
Manaduke
sure,
and
though.
Youngin. There is new information, and look, all right, you saw a minute ago, the people were saying RIP TTE Ken. This Ken after the death of Duke and Youngin. So allegedly, these are OTF members showing off their passed away friend, Tay-Town Ken.
Right.
Now, I didn't really know a lot about this guy. Now, apparently he had
Me
a
neither. I don't know
weird,
who the hell that is.
case. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it, but he apparently had a case that involves sexual violence. Okay, but people are saying this is 5 months ago. They're saying, oh yeah, just a coincidence. Laughing face. People saying they're definitely beefing. The F Munna wasn't even there. They definitely beefing. The F Munna was there when Ken got killed. People saying catch up. Most of the people here know that he was with another dude from Lamron when he did the thing. It's when Ken got backdoored the same day Lamron Trigger got killed. There's a real civil war going on inside the BD community. And it says, yeah, since 2020, Lamron and TTE kill each other. Same for Front Street and O Block. When Ken got killed, Reese made an IG post. O Block and Lamron together since what happened. All right. And Lil Reese did. Reese did post laughing emojis when this guy Ken got killed. Okay. Lil Reese posted a picture of his shoes with crying emojis, not laughing emojis. They're not actually laughing emojis. They're crying emojis. But still, it apparently was disrespectful towards this guy Ken. Okay, and this was a year ago. People saying, damn, Tay-Town and Lamron are really beefing? What the hell?
Same
right?
block.
People saying that's crazy. They're on the same block beefing like that. They're saying Tay-Town's just 3-4 blocks away.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
Like you said, it's on normal.
Basically, everybody is saying, how does that work? Isn't Durk cool with Tay-Town members? And so's a cousin from there. Right? People are hating on Lil.
Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. If you don't know about Chicago, bro, Chicago is not the place that it's not ever gonna make sense to you. You'll be fucking, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to understand like how do you, like it don't make sense. Bro. It's all stupid.
He was shot and killed just a few hours ago. And it said a man was killed in a Roseland shooting on Sunday night. Police responded to calls of a person shot. They found a 26-year-old man between two houses in the 11500 block of South State Street around 8 p.m. The man who was shot multiple times in the back was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center and pronounced dead. And a witness told police that 2 men had gotten out of a black sedan and shot the man before getting back into the car and fleeing, and no one is in custody. And people were saying Mimo 600 was going to have a field day. People saying that he was a offender of the S variety. He was apparently part of a gang abuse situation with 3 older Tay-Town members. I ain't gonna go too hard. They're saying he an S offender, all of that stuff. They're saying he weird as hell. But basically, he passed away, and this caused a lot of friction, a lot of back and forth. And what's really interesting, okay, is apparently he was involved in the Lil Durk case. People are saying the unnamed shooter is Ken. So people are saying he might have been the other shooter that was in the situation where Quando's cousin got killed.
Y'all delusional when y'all say this shit. Nobody is cooperating against Durk. He will be coming home. Y'all ass is fucking stupid.
The issue is they provided 3 grand jury with lies in order to get a complaint against Durk. Even after knowing the lyrics have nothing to do with the case, they continued to use edited videos to make their argument strong. The lawyers are saying that they knew they lied but continued with doing that because had they had the text messages, it wouldn't have been enough to indict him. That's why they added clips that were edited. This then showed a different narrative to the grand jury. Because of their unethical conduct, the indictment against Smirk should be dismissed because of how they do it.
Oh, okay.
And they're basically saying the unnamed shooter is Ken. Nobody's cooperating against Durk. He'll be coming home. Now, I don't know about him coming home. But there's been a lot of speculation that maybe that shooter was OTF Jam, that one of the shooters who actually was there, involved in the murder of Lil Pab, was actually cooperating with the feds. Other people are saying it's Ken and he's no longer alive, so they're not mentioning him in there. And they're basically saying that's how he got indicted. It basically has been going around Reddit on other posts. They're saying, by the way, it's pretty likely that co-conspirator 2 was Ken TTE, who died last year, hence why his name isn't on the indictment. Indictment. Nigga. Still, people are thinking it can't be Jam. Is it Jam? They're saying, no, I see how you figured that, but without saying his name. He used to be around Durk 24/7 with Duty Low. He moved to California right after Von died. They're saying Ken died last year, and I highly doubt it. Kid was a crash out.
It doesn't matter if he died or not. You people are fucking stupid. Whether he died or not, if he's a witness, that means he snitched already. So it doesn't matter if he died or not. If he already made a statement, he's cooked, bro. Just accept it. Just accept the fact that you can't be a platinum recording, famous rapper and kill people and think you can't even be anybody that kills somebody, you're gonna go to jail. But you damn sure can't be a platinum record famous rapper who's talking about murders, talking about hood shit, talking about street shit, go kill somebody and think you finna get away with it. It's just fucking dumb. And if you think nobody is snitching on that man, you are highly stupid.